Thrawn might be the only Star Wars villain who doesn't care about cruelty, doesn't care about ideology, and might not even care about the Empire he serves. Thrawn doesn't kill out of hatred, he kills out of calculation. He doesn't want chaos, he wants clarity, and he doesn't serve power, he serves purpose. Which means depending on where you look, whether it's Star Wars Rebels, Timothy Zahn's Heir to the Empire trilogy, his new Thrawn trilogy, or even his return in Ahsoka, Thrawn becomes a completely different character. Some believe he's a hero in disguise, others think he's the galaxy's most efficient monster. But the real answer, the one Star Wars never says aloud, is far stranger. And today, we're breaking it open. Is Thrawn a hero, a villain, or something far more dangerous than both? Let's start at the beginning. Before we judge Thrawn, we need to understand where he comes from, and why he thinks the way he does. First, he is not an Imperial creation. He comes from the Chiss Ascendancy, a civilization hidden in the unknown regions, a society built not on domination, but on discipline, not on fear, but on survival. Second, he does not wage war the way the Empire does. He doesn't obsess over numbers, firepower, or ideology. He studies culture, art, and people. In Rebels, we see him reading entire species like open books. In Zahn's modern canon trilogy, Thrawn, Thrawn Alliances, and Thrawn Treason, we learn why. To Thrawn, art is a psychology, it's a strategy, and it's a way of fighting war. And this matters because it reveals the fundamental contradiction in his character. Thrawn operates like a man trying to understand the galaxy, inside a system that only wants to control it. He does not fit the Empire, and that's exactly where our story begins. Thrawn's rise begins in Timothy Zahn's canon novel Thrawn. He's found alone, exiled, and brilliant, and within months, he becomes one of the Empire's most promising commanders. But fans often forget the reason he joins. He needs the Empire, not for power, but for protection. In the unknown regions, a threat is growing, the Grisks, a species that manipulates entire civilizations from the shadows, a danger his Chiss Ascendancy cannot fight alone. Thrawn sees the Empire as a tool, a temporary ally, a testing ground. But the Empire never accepts him. As the novel makes clear, he's not tolerated, not welcomed, he's studied, not trusted, he's feared, but never respected. This alien outsider rises through brilliance, not loyalty. And by the time we meet him in Star Wars Rebels, he becomes something terrifying. A man who commits to victory, not through brutality, but through his understanding. To defeat an enemy, you must know them, not simply their tactics, but their history, their philosophy, their art. But this is where the contradiction of Thrawn's life takes its first dangerous turn. If he understands these things, why does he keep serving the Empire? Across Rebels, the novels, and Ahsoka, one flaw defines Thrawn. He believes order is worth any cost, even if that order is built by the Empire, even if maintaining that order means crushing resistance, even if stability requires fear. To Thrawn, these aren't moral decisions, they are mathematical ones. In Rebels, we see it when he bombards the settlements on Lothal, not out of cruelty, but out of efficiency. We often see him make choices that save Imperial lives, but sacrifice some innocent. In Ahsoka, we see him calmly prepare to unleash a potentially catastrophic war, with complete composure. This is what makes him so unnerving. Thrawn does not enjoy violence, but he will never hesitate to use it. His flaw is not anger, it is detachment. His weakness is not cruelty, it's confidence. He believes he sees further than anyone else. That his vision for order, his vision for survival, is the only rational one, and this creates the central paradox of Thrawn's character. He may not be evil, but he enables evil. He may not care about the Empire's ideology, but he becomes one of its greatest weapons. But there's another layer almost nobody talks about. Thrawn's canon backstory gives us something Rebels never truly explored. Thrawn fears the future, not for himself, but for the Chiss, for their ascendancy, for the galaxy. We learn in the novels that Thrawn believes a far greater war is coming. a war the Empire is completely unprepared for, a war only he has seen. The Grisks don't conquer planets, they conquer minds. They enslave cultures by breaking their identity from within. And suddenly, Thrawn's entire career snaps into place. He doesn't need the Empire to win. He needs the Empire to understand the stakes. Every battle, every campaign, every act of tactical brilliance, they are all part of Thrawn's secret mission, testing the galaxy to see if it can survive the unknown regions. And this leads to the question that reshapes his entire character. If Thrawn is truly trying to save the galaxy, why does he keep choosing the wrong side to do it? That is the riddle of Thrawn, and now we reach the reveal. The truth is, Thrawn is not a villain, but he can never be seen as a hero. He's something else entirely, a man so obsessed with the bigger picture that he loses sight of the people living inside it. In Rebels, he calculates victories without considering the lives attached to them. In the novels, he sacrifices civilizations as if the long-term outcome appears safer. In Ahsoka, he prepares for war, not to conquer the New Republic, but because he believes the galaxy needs him to. And here's the detail fans overlook. Thrawn thinks he's the galaxy's only adult in a room full of children. He sees chaos everywhere. He sees disorder in every rebellion. He sees vulnerability in every government. And because he sees the galaxy as unstable, he believes he has no choice but to enforce his stability, even if people never asked for it, even if it destroys what little freedom exists, even if the Empire he serves is just another form of chaos. This is the tragedy of Thrawn. He's the man who wants to prevent a war, but in doing so, becomes the reason wars start. A man who wants to protect civilization, but ends up threatening it. A man who believes he's saving the galaxy, while the galaxy fears it needs saving from him. And that's what makes him one of the most fascinating characters in Star Wars. So who is Thrawn? Not a villain, not a savior, not a messiah, but not a monster. He is the perfect contradiction. A man who sees too much and feels too little. A guardian who chose the Empire because he feared something far worse. And now, with Thrawn set to play a huge role in Dave Filoni's future for Star Wars, his greatest question still hangs in the air. Can someone fighting for order ever be trusted with control? Can someone preparing for war ever prevent war? And can a man serving the wrong empire still be fighting the right enemy? Maybe that's why Thrawn still matters, because in a galaxy divided by ideology, power, rebellion, and fear, Thrawn reminds us that sometimes the most dangerous people are the ones who think they are fixing everything, and sometimes they might be the only one who can. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that, then check out a recent video, and hit subscribe so you never miss another Star Wars discussion.